Do you know of the Falcom fanatic? Ah, the Falcom fanatic. From the time he played his first East game at age 6 to the present day, he dedicated every waking moment to his love of Falcom, wandering the internet in search of his next adventure. This video chronicles the third year of his offerings to his beloved Falcom Shrine.
Okay, now this year I didn't really add too horribly much to most of the shelves of the Falcom collection. There's one series I did collect in quite an abundance, and that's probably mostly thanks to a certain individual, which I will be giving much thanks to throughout this video. Let's begin with the top shelf. Now, not much has changed except the Tokyo Xanadu limited edition, and I've already done a video on it, so you already know what's in the box. I usually like to put the premier game that Falcom's worked on in Japan up the top, and this year is Tokyo Xanadu. Hopefully next year it will be occupied by none other than East 8, and I cannot wait till that happens. And yep, they haven't moved anywhere, still looking glorious as ever, the PC East games. I think I still got a couple of PC East games to get, and hopefully I can get them in 2016. Now this year I decided to go from right to left, starting with the first East shelf, because I didn't really get that many East games in 2015. But first up, one I'm very hesitant to have, but hey, I gotta have all the East games, and here is the Super Famicom version of Wanderers from East, and it's a pretty cool looking cover. The Super Nintendo version of Wanderers of East is actually not really my favorite version of the game. However, the other game I got is the Japanese Mega Drive version, which so happens to be my favorite version of the game. Now, I actually really like the East covers where it doesn't have any character artwork. It just has, like, I would equate to, like, you know, carvings or hieroglyphs or something that gives a little bit of an indication of where Adol is journeying to. And I don't mind the artwork on the back here. It's pretty, I don't know, cute's the word, but I'm not really a big fan of chibi art style, but I'll definitely give a pass because old 90s chibi art is pretty cool and it tugs on some old RPG heartstrings, but very cool to finally have this. This was actually going up in price, so I didn't want to wait too long before I would be paying upwards of $100 for it. Now, it wasn't too much like I said, but there was a very nice gift waiting for me at the start of the year. And it is this beautiful thing right here. East 1 wants to come for a ride, but it cannot, because it cannot share the stage with the PC 88 original version of East 2. And this was a present from Aerodynamics as a New Year's gift. He saw this in a Japanese auction and thought that I would very much enjoy it, because this was my most wanted piece for my Falcom collection. And I have this affinity towards the origin of games made. If there is a video game that has multiple versions, I kind of want to play the original version of where it all started. And that, my friends, is the original version of my favorite East game and my favorite Falcom game throughout. So I want to say a big thank you to Aero. This is so awesome. Getting PC 88 Falcom games is quite a task. I've only managed to get Dinosaur in the past, and I'm looking forward to the future where I can get some more, hopefully. But yes. Now, unfortunately, there is nothing really new on the shelf. There is everything that I've shown from years past. let's just say my priorities in 2015 didn't give me much opportunities to get more versions of East games. That will be changing in 2016. Believe me. However, there was another Falcom series, you may have heard of it, that I did get in quite an abundance, and you shall now witness the glory of the next shelf. So here's the Legend of Hero shelf. Now at first glance you may think, oh, it looks the same as last year, Greg, but if I keep panning the camera just like, oh, what is this? Whoa. I tell you what, I was absolutely floored when I got the opportunity to snag these free games. Basically, once again, this is all thanks to Aerodynamish. He had a clearance on his game collection because he wanted some money to go traveling the world, and I totally support that, by the way, so awesome. And he had these beautiful things listed, and I was like, well, they're definitely mine. These are games that I have wanted for a very long time. They are the original PC releases of the Trails in the Sky trilogy. And these versions are for XP, and then it goes straight up to Vista for the third. But yeah, here's FC, pretty cool character art. And then here is Trails in the Sky SC, and it was very fitting to get this because of second chapter's release in 2015, which I've actually finished, by the way, which I really should get off my ass and actually talk about the game because it is quite awesome. And the PC version of Sora no Kiseki III. I cannot thank Ero enough. He has given me and sold to me some of the greatest things that I thought would take me years to procure for my Falcom Shrine, and this year I cannot be more rapt to finally have them in my games room. I'll have to do a video on these alone because they do come with quite a lot of things, and they do come with some really awesome art with all their art books. So, and the cool thing is, ladies and gentlemen, is that's not the only Trails in the Sky trilogy I got in 2015. A couple of months prior to that, one of my favorite Australian eBay sellers was selling the entire trilogy on PSP. Which, once again, I was in complete disbelief that I didn't get the trilogy just once in 2015, but I got it twice. And now the only system I really need to get the other Trails in the Sky games for is PS3 and the recent Evolution Vita versions. Also, Arrow sold me the limited edition of Zero no Kiseki, which was very awesome because this is becoming more uncommon nowadays. It doesn't cost a whole heap, it's just you don't see it as much as you once did, so I'm very thankful to Arrow for selling me this as well. There isn't really much in the way of limited editions for Zero no Kiseki. This is pretty much it, and the other Evolution ones that are actually much more harder to get, so I was very thankful that he sold this to me. Going down, 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 we had to move all the Ao no Kiseki stuff to here. However, there is something new with Ao no Kiseki with Ao no Kiseki Evolution, or Trails to Azure Evolution. Basically what happened at the start of the year is I was really gung-ho to finally finish Trails to Azure, and I had a little bit of problems with my 2000 PSP. Basically the UMD reader died horribly and just would not read any UMD I stick in there. So basically I was up shit creek without a paddle. I really needed to play it. I really wanted to finish it, so I went on PlayAsia and this was going for half price, and I thought I'll start again on my Vita, it'll be awesome. But something in the back of my mind told me that I should just continue with the original PSP version. And what I ended up doing is I got my old 1000 and I fixed it up and was able to read UMDs on my other PSP and perfectly, and I played it to completion. But I just thought this was a really nice piece for the Falcom Collection regardless, and I do really like the Evolution versions on the Vita. They're really awesome, full voice acting, really cleaned up visuals, and there's just a ton of stuff, but very awesome to have this. Now, that's pretty much nearly it. We are drawing to a close. However, there's two more things I would like to show you that I got, and they are very awesome. First up, Tokyo Xanadu was not the only Xanadu game I got. I also got The Legend of Xanadu 2 for the PC Engine. Now this was Falcom's last game for the PC Engine, and it really shows. It's one of the most beautiful CD-based 16-bit games I have ever witnessed in my life. It is so gorgeous, and I do recommend all PC Engine enthusiasts to buy this without delay. It is so awesome. I actually got that for next to nothing, I think, in a... Oh, what's that? My mind's blank right now. That eBay store that sells stuff really cheap that everyone uses. Anyways, it was a really good deal, and I can't believe I got that. It's really awesome. Now, the last thing I want to show you, and I really want to do a video on this because this was a surprising experience for the start of 2015. This is the one Falcom series that I was always hesitant to play, and I played the earlier games and I didn't really get into them as much. But at the start of the year, Xseed released this on the PlayStation Network, which was Brandish the Dark Revenant. And I thought to myself, I can't look a gift horse in the mouth. I had to play this and see if the PSP version was any better. And it was a million times better. This was one of the biggest surprises I've ever experienced in a long time. It was such a fun and challenging game and such a unique gaming experience that Falcom could do no wrong in my eyes lately. They just make so many awesome games from, they just do. They just really make some fantastic games, and this is so different. The soundtrack is absolutely amazing. JDK is just, the champions of video game music, and basically I loved the game so much that I thought a digital English version did not do justice for how much I love this game. So after I finished the game, I basically ran to my computer and I went on eBay and I bought this from Japan Quick Smart because it just deserves to be in the shrine. So that's it. Now, like I said, I didn't really do too much in the way of East and miscellaneous Falcom games, but my goodness, did I chock the Legend of Heroes shelf to the brim. As you can see, this lone shelf is nearly at its last days. It won't take too much. Like, I think I can fit some more stuff on the secondary e-shelf, but after that, it's pretty much done, and I really need to consider in 2016 to get an additional shelf, mainly just to house the Legend of Heroes games, because collecting Legend of Heroes games is it's an adventure upon itself, let alone trying to collect East games. There is actually more versions of Legend of Heroes games than there is actually versions of East games, which is just maddening to think about. But it's just so much fun. Collecting Falcom games is like the last bastion of video game collecting that fills me with joy, excitement, and anticipation. So I'm gonna keep doing it until I just don't have a penchant for it anymore, but I doubt that will end anytime soon. This is such a wonderful, wonderful piece of my games room that really shows my love for my favorite company, basically, and I couldn't be more proud and more happy to have this in my room. So that is my Falcom collection as of 2015. Now, I know I haven't been a regular on YouTube as I once was. That's due to life and me being a lazy bugger, like more lazy than I have been since I've started YouTube. I've mainly been dealing with things and playing video games, and I think I've said this more than once. I'm a gamer first and a content creator on YouTube second. And I got to say, 2015 was a wondrous year for RPGs, and it certainly was a wondrous year for Falcom and Xseed. Xseed pulled out all the big guns in 2015. They finally got second chapter released towards the end of October, which is amazing. I beat the game, guys. It is phenomenal. I'll have to talk about that at a later date. At the start of the year, they brought out Brandish the Dark Revenant, which basically turned my opinion 180 on the Brandish series. It's such a good game. And of course, they also released the PC version of E6 Arcanopistron, which without a doubt, the best version of the game, and I highly recommend everyone go out there and get it. I'll tell you a funny story. I actually beat the PC version of E6 in one sitting. It took me 10 hours. I think I started early in the day. I didn't have to do anything for that day, and I just sat there and just beat the game. I've already played it numerous times on the PS2 and the PSP, so knowing where everything is was second nature. And it's also the fact that it runs at 60 frames. It's super fast, so it was a no-brainer. And I do recommend everyone go out and get yourself an Xbox 360 controller, because wow, that game plays amazing when you have that hooked up. Or just any controller. Don't ever play the PC East games on a keyboard unless you like to give yourself that extra challenge. And of course, the big one for last is, of course, recently they released Trails of Cold Steel, and I've been playing a little bit of it, guys. And I've already played a little bit the Japanese version. It is such a wonderful game. It is such a magical experience, and a lot of people have been comparing it to the same situation Persona 4 was in towards the end of the PS2's life cycle. And I cannot be more happier than people are really getting on board with this. I know a lot of people don't usually care for Legend of Furious games, and they thought Trails in the Sky was, for them it was good, but it wasn't enough to keep them to play the game. But I know these same people have been saying that they absolutely love Cold Steel. They say it's one of the best RPGs they've ever played on the Vita or the PS3. So I highly recommend everyone go out there and get it as soon as possible. So that's it for my last video of 2015. Like I said, I haven't really been making videos. I'm pretty sure I'll never leave YouTube, but it did seem like I was nearly down and out this year just because I just wasn't a no-show. And it really was a lot of news pieces that got me on to saying my opinions. And you know what's surprising is, for all the Falcom news that's happened recently, I'm surprised I didn't jump on board earlier, because, you know, we have Trails in the Sky, the third evolution, coming out in Japan. You know, Trails of Cold Steel 3 has been announced for development. It was hinted months and months ago. I'm forgetting something else though. There was supposed to be a game that came out this year, but they set it back to next year, and there's a lot of information that got released recently. You may have heard of it. It's a little game called Issei. It's just the number one game that I've been waiting for nearly 4 years. Seriously, guys, I am really looking forward to next year for Falcom and just all these other RPGs in general. And I'm counting down the days till Issei comes out. I know they've only said summer release, but all the screenshots, all the little tidbit of information, that's enough to give me it's enough to tie me over until the game's released. I know Falcom's going to be doing some steady updates from here on out, which is going to be awesome. But other than that, there are so many wonderful RPGs that I played in 2015. I should really do a video and talk about all my wonderful RPG experiences and not so wonderful RPG experiences in 2015. Till that video, guys, I just want to say to everyone, I hope you had a Merry Christmas, and I hope you have an awesome New Year. Till the next video, take care, everyone. Wait a minute. I'm forgetting something. Oh crap! I forgot my standoff. With that in mind, everyone, rock on and rush out and get Trails of Cold Steel while you're at it.